Welcome to the library. Let's all clap, it's story time, story time, story time. Let's all clap, it's story time, it's time for story time. The first book that we are going to read today is called Buffalo Fluffalo by Bess Kalb and illustrated by Aaron Cron. There once was a Buffalo Fluffalo, a snuffalo scruffalo, surly old buffalo, who was ever so snarly and gnarly and tuffalo.
I'm the Buffalo Fluffalo, I heave and I huffalo. Leave me alone because I've had enough-alo.
One day, when old Fluff was especially miffed, a hammy old ram clomped up with a gift. I noticed you like to nap in the shade, so here's a big floppy wool hat that I made.
Ram, he mooed in a manner so tuffalo, you must go away. I must re-buffalo. I don't need your hammy old help. It makes me want to stammer and yammer and yelp.
The ram slunk away with his warm woolly stuffalo, and old Mr. Buffalo snarled and he snuffaloed.
I'm the Buffalo Fluffalo, I heave and I huffalo. Leave me alone because I've had enough-alo.
A prairie dog passed by mean Mr. Poofily. Excuse me, sir, I don't mean to sound goofily, but would you like to join me for flippies and funnels and romp and race in my tubular tunnels?
Silly old weasel, cried Buffalo Fluffalo. I can't play in your tunnels on account of my puffalo. Leave me in peace. Go back to your burrow. Let me stomp around while I frown and I furrow. I'm the Buffalo Fluffalo. I heave and I huffalo. Leave me alone because I've had enough-alo.
Then a squawky old crow perched on Fluffalo's horn, and Fluff looked at him with a sneer and a scorn. Hi there, old pal, said the crow with a smile. Want to chitter and chat and catch up for a while?
No way, Fluffalo huffaloed, his fur standing on end. I'm far too huffy to have time for friends.
That's too bad, squawked the mangy old crow, because you seem like a guy that I'd like to know. And just as Fluffalo reared up to shout, a dark, doomy cloud blocked the sun out. With a rumble and a grumble and a bangy loud blark, the whole prairie and mountains were covered in dark. Then with one final thundery, blundery blup, the humpiest, heaviest cloud opened up, and down came the rain with a splash and a spuffalo right on the head of that old Buffalo Fluffalo. Squawk, said the crow with a grin on his beak. Why, Buffalo Fluffalo is just a pipsqueak. Then Ram and Prairie Dog gathered to see that indeed Mr. Fluff was so very wee. Look, cried the Ram, it's old Mr. Fluff, so little and piddle all wet in the buff. Everyone gawked, from the mice to the snakes, even the scaly old fish in the lakes. Fluff shouted, don't look at me. I'm not little, I'm tough as can be. He shimmied and shook to repuff his fluff. Then he snarled and gnarled and stomped with a huff. I'm the Buffalo Fluffalo. I heave and I huffalo. Leave me alone because I've... Stop, said the Ram. You don't have to act tough. We like you just fine without all your puff. He's right, said the Prairie Dog, a smile in her eye. You're great how you are, no matter your size. I am, sniffed the Buffalo. who wasn't so fluffalo. "I'm sorry for being so grumbly and tuffalo. Without my fluff, I'm tiny and missable." "No," called the crow, "you're hugly and snugly kissable." And all the creatures from the bats to the bugs covered old Fluff with kisses and hugs. And that's how the story of Fluffalo ends, with the happy old buffalo snuggling his friends. The end. You're great how you are. Good job. Let's see here. This book is a special book about Curiosity, a car-sized rover that landed on Mars on August 5th, 2012. It took 253 days for the rover to reach Mars from Earth. Finally, Mission Control got word that Curiosity, the rover, had started to descend. For 7 scary minutes, they waited, and then touchdown! So this book is about a little girl whose mom works for NASA, and she is imagining that she is landing on Mars with Curiosity. Night Night Curiosity by Brianna Kaplan Sayers and illustrated by Ryan O'Rourke. There's her mom. "I'm taking off for work. Have a good night." Dad flies me up the stairway. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I'm blasting off for Mars. Beside me is a rover. We hurtle toward the stars. Dad whisks me down the hallway. Zoom, zoom, zoom. It's a vast and empty place. For months and months we travel. Our rocket speeds through space. Dad wraps me in a towel. Our journey's quite a feat. We hit the Martian atmosphere. Our shield burns bright with heat. We cuddle with my bedtime book. We're racing toward the sand. Our parachute helps slow us down. It's time for us to land. Dad lifts me to my bed. We mustn't kick up dust. We're lowered by a sky crane. Will our plan work out? It must. I beg for one more story. Back home on Earth they wait. Then they get the signal that they can celebrate. I'm cozy in my blankets. Then a message loud and clear. Our antenna soon receives the voice I really want to hear. Mom calls from work to say goodnight. We'll send these pictures home. What will we discover? What places will we roam? Bedtime Curiosity. On Mars, I start to yawn. Exploring this red planet will have to wait till dawn. Dad tucks me in and hugs me. The day turns into night. I gaze at Mars mountains. What an awe-inspiring sight. Dad gives me one more kiss and hug. I catch a glimpse of light. Night, night, Curiosity. Night, night. The end. Now, let's zoom our own rocket into space. And to do this, we have to know how to count down. First, crouch down and say with me, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! And I like to use my scarves when I blast off. First, I have a red scarf. And then what color is this? Yellow. And then what color is this? Right, orange. And then what color is this? Blue. You got it. And then what color is this? Purple. And then how about this one?
Green. Are you ready to sing our song?
Get your scarves going, or towels, or a t-shirt, and let's sing this song. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb up on my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Ready to count down? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Good job! That was awesome! All right, our next book is A Hippy Hoppy Toad by Peggy Archer and Ann Wilsdorf. Ready? In the middle of a puddle, in the middle of a road, on a teeter-totter twig, sat a teeny tiny toad. Snap went the twig, up went the toad, and he landed on a tree by the side of the road. On the raggy shaggy tree by the side of the road, on the rough gruff bark, sat the teeny tiny toad. Peck went the bird. Jump went the toad, and he tumbled to a flower in the park by the road. On a fuzzy yellow flower in the hush-rush breeze sat the teeny tiny toad in the shadow of the trees. Buzz went a bee, hop went the toad, and he jumped to the grass at the side of the road. In the slippy sloppy grass where the toad sat still was a happy snappy cricket with a sing-song trill. Chirp went the cricket. Tree went the toad, and he chased the chirpy cricket to the gravel down the road. In the stony gritty gravel in the shade by the road, in the calm quiet morning sat the hippy hoppy toad. Woof went a dog, puff went the toad, and he hip hop plop to the dry dusty road. Down the dry, dusty road where the toad crept along, under bunchy, crunchy leaves came an easy breezy song. Whoosh went the wind, swoosh went the toad, and he flew to a leaf hanging close to the road. Round the flippy-floppy leaf came a whirlwind gust on a huff-puff wind with a cloud of dust. Bump went a shoe. Thump went the toad, and he landed on the sneaker as it ran down the road. Past the flippy-floppy leaf, down a dry, dusty road, through the bunchy, crunchy leaves, round a fat, flat stone, past a fuzzy yellow flower, through the stony griddle gravel, by the slippy sloppy grass and a raggy shaggy tree, went the bump thump sneaker with the teeny tiny toad hanging on for the ride as they raced down the road. The shoe went zag, the toad went zig, and he sailed through the air to a teeter-totter twig. In the middle of a puddle, in the middle of a road, on a teeter-totter twig sat a teeny tiny toad. The end. My fingers can do things. Can yours? One finger, turn, turn, turn. Turn into a worm. Crawl, crawl, crawl. Two fingers, turn, turn, turn. Turn into a bunny, hop, hop, hop. Three fingers, turn, turn, turn. Turn into whiskers, meow, meow, meow. Four fingers, turn, turn, turn. Turn into a dinosaur, rah, rah, rah. Five fingers, turn, turn, turn. Turn into a butterfly, fly away. Good job. One more book. This Little Pup by Laura J. Bryant. a boy and his ball. 1 blue ball. Bounce past 2 brown cows and 2 brown cows. Spied 3 green frogs. 3 green frogs. Jumped over 4 pink pigs. 4 pink pigs. Rolled in the mud and made a big mess. 5 white sheep giggled and 6 purple butterflies fluttered away. 7 orange kittens were on the hunt for a quiet place to nap, but it was not quiet. 8 red birds were chirping, and 9 black hens were squawk, squawk, squawking because 10 yellow chicks were missing. Oh my! Not to worry. They were over by the barn watching 1 blue ball bounce and bounce and bounce until it was caught by this little pup. The end. Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. You did a great time in story time today. And now it's time for our goodbye song. Are you ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quiet as you can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as loud as you can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as slow as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as fast as you can. Goodbye. One more time. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as nice as we can. Goodbye. See you next time. I hope you can come to the Butterfly Festival in downtown Hudson on May 3rd. We'll see you there and make butterfly crowns and butterfly wands. Bye-bye.